Humanity has always tried to control nature and extract its energy sources. For example, this water mill back here. Clean, free energy. However, in the last few decades, the car industry has also had to accommodate and attempt to find cleaner solutions to move their cars on the road. BMW tackled this problem rather seriously. No, we won't be talking about the I models, but about BMW's active tourer with the hybrid engine. One of the smaller vehicles offered by the German brand, it tries to woo city drivers who would otherwise buy a minivan. But here they can get a BMW with its lovely shapes and details. The active tourer isn't really aggressive, but is taller, compact and family-oriented. We can still find the recognizable BMW rear and front lights, however. The car doesn't give away it's a hybrid unless you spot the eDrive badge here and there, as well as the quietness of the electric drive, which means you'll be driving past people without annoying them with a petrol or diesel thrum. We were thinking, where should we shoot this car? What location would be best? And I thought, Postojna caves perhaps. The largest cave in the world with an electric train. Electric train, electric car. Perfect. Although they didn't really let us into the cave, and I'm not really sure I could drive up the stairs with a car, but still, good idea. The designers had some good ideas as they created a lovely interior with a big infotainment system accompanied by beautiful leather on the dashboard, doors and the seats. Perhaps it sounds silly if we make such a dance and song about the little details, but they all work in concert to create a relaxing and pleasant environment in which to sit in. At night, the car will be illuminated with ambient lighting, which is found on the dashboard as well as the doors. Of course, the switches are lighted in the usual BMW orange, while the passengers in the rear won't complain about the practical solutions of the armrest or about the car's upgraded sound system. As an owner, you definitely won't be complaining about the looks of the active tourer. But enough of babbling, let's go for a drive. Using the normal mode, the electric motor will be used up to 80 km per hour, unless you'll be pressing the throttle pedal too much. In that case, the 3-cylinder petrol engine will fire up and help accelerate. The latter is very quiet and civilized at lower RPM, while it sounds like a V6 engine at high RPMs. And while we're on the subject of this car being very relaxing, there's also another trick up its sleeve. Over here on the dashboard I have the battery system and the information about it, how much I'm charging, how much I'm discharging it. So when you're driving this car, you actually start thinking about how can I drive to discharge the battery the least possible and charge it as much as possible. So, for example, when you're coming to a stop, you're going to think, when can I start using the electric motor braking instead of my brakes, so the electric motor turns into a generator and stops the car and charges the battery instead of losing that energy as heat through the brakes. So in essence, this car makes you a calmer and more careful driver. And this is the secret of an active tourer with a hybrid engine. Everybody agreed that the car is very relaxing, as it's so comfortable and quiet we can only applaud the engineers. Every time I took this car for a drive and then got back home, I started thinking what a good mood it got me into. You'll be a little less relaxed with the price, however. A base hybrid active tourer costs 37,000 euros, while the one with all the bells and whistles costs 55,000 euros. But if you want to buy a BMW hybrid, the active tourer is the right choice. Quiet, relaxing, and very nice to look at. A car which you will always love to drive, while people will always turn their heads at it. Well, at least until most of the cars become electric.